Alright, I am a bone marrow golem. We are the Blood Legion of the Pirate Vampire Ruby, and these adventurers are about to try to climb a 7-story tower to storm the keep that this vampire has left her Blood Legion in dominion over. So let's see how it goes. Hey, healthy heroes, here's the point of view of me NPCing one of the 2 biggest monsters on the field during a wave battle.
15 normal.
Got it. Normal. Shatter?
Take 50. Yep.
Halvard the human throwing a shatter spell there. Smart move to learn about your enemies.
15 normal. 15
Some of these
normal,
blood magic
15
creatures in the Blood Legion were constructs, meaning they did take damage from break and shatter spells. A construct is a specific type of monster, almost like a robot. It's something created in a more mechanical sense. So, break and shatter spells do direct damage to their body points.
Harmed. 15 normal.
Flora throws a stronger skill at me, and it damages me, so I roleplay taking that damage. I love trying to make it feel cool for people when they spend their cool skills. I'm taking it slow and steady here for both in-game and out-of-game purposes. One, this Blood Legion is just defending the tower at Blackheart Bay. We weren't supposed to be pushing or aggressing against them, just stopping them from taking it from us. And 2, I know this is going to be a long fight, so taking it a little bit easy for both energy levels and throttling difficulty.
15 normal, 15 normal, 15 normal.
When Riddick extends here, I don't hesitate to throw a combo.
15 normal.
If the front line aggresses enough to expose themselves, that can have consequences. Shield walls doing a lateral reach like that is riskier.
15 normal.
There is a solid strategy argument for pushing into aggression to finish off a big monster. So
15 normal. 15 normal. Poison strike and feeble.
Jeremy and I were the head writers for this Necro Pirate event, so I'm trying to help direct things here. Despite how statting and throttling is a growth edge for me to work on.
The throttle mechanic that Jeremy is enacting is waves. So instead of popcorning, we all come in as a big group. We already have a group, so we can. Let's give them a second though. Like, they didn't even. That's not even a thinned out line. Let's be another.
We riffed in.
I rifted in, but my brain decided to temporarily melt about what hoochin defensives my monster had. So a quick read of my stats before engaging them had to happen.
From immune. Normal.
And here, you can hear Jeremy giving some more direction to a couple NPCs. Throttling us with spacing, telling them to spawn at the beginning of the path to give adventurers more room to enter. We have so many NPC bodies that I can't even get into the front line in this hallway fight. Quincy, in the yellow headband there, has realized that breaks can be effective, and he starts throwing those packets. So packets like that can pick us off from a range and are very effective. And check out the Dryad Indigo on the right here, keeping behind that shield wall, experimenting with a bunch of different earth magic spells that could break up our line of monsters.
I've been getting armored.
Yeah, take that one back. I know affected first.
Learning what works and what we are immune to.
Okay, cool.
That is great positioning and great strategy for caster support.
Hit me with one of those.
Normal.
15 normal. Oh, great.
5 normal.
15 normal.
10 normal.
15 normal. 10
normal.
Riddick the elf there backing up to heal probably, maybe to reset armor. So Jeebus in the maroon is forced to cover a lot of ground. He makes the statement aloud that he's only holding the front because he is not a character who stands toe-to-toe against the hoochin monsters. That guy is a superb rogue, but this is a hallway tower fight, and he doesn't have the mobility to get to our backs just yet.
Do we look different? We look the same. You should take...
There's
You
nothing
take...
on the card about that.
Okay, you take subjugate.
Not listed as extraplanar.
Justin and I have the same card here, and when Justin makes a defensive call, I get a little confused. Tiny rules, side conversations. Banish, the spell, does work on extraplanar monsters, But the constructs are not extraplanar. PCs might have just been testing more spells to see if we were extraplanar because we did rift in. That is a legit observation. But the rifting was a weird blood magic summoning feature, not extraplanar travel.
15 normal, sorry.
The Wilderkin Sino steps up to that side caster position, throwing celestial evocation damage at me, and it works.
Weapon strike.
The monster to my right there throws a big skill on Jeebus,
Watch how I body you down. Finding points to tackle you. 60.
and Riddick notices that Jeebus got hurt. Excellent strategy for Riddick, switching from a frontline shield to a backpack healer. He activates a healing storm. You see a view of the left of the shield wall there? Anemone the Beata with her pole arm is an excellent position for range, to be off on the side of the shields like that. Ace, the elf, throwing some sort of effective spell packet from behind the shield wall, which is a solid setup. PC defensible pushing here. Jeebus immediately sees that Ace has opened up a hole in the monster line with that spell popping one of them, and Jeebus is off to do that rogue push. You love to see
15
it.
normal.
Now, Marcus, Flora, and Quincy here are all much lower level than Jeebus and Riddick,
15 normal. Ah,
but the work they do just with their stance and positioning, just keeping that shield wall vigilant and slowly moving forward, it's so clutch to help the adventurers achieve their goal of infiltrating the tower. You don't need big stats to do good work.
You got a web. That packet was a web.
And just like Jeebus had done, the moment that a spell temporarily makes an opening, Quincy does his rogue work. He gets behind me, opportunistic speed, and while he did swing me around so I took some damage in my back, I stayed up much longer than he did. But look how much his allies have pushed in now thanks to that opening. They'll get to him in no time. Make and take those openings.
15 normal. 15
The Dryad Oak here taking one moment to try to be in the shield wall, but his posture is a little less vigilant. His shoulders are open. Anemone here with her range, keeping me a little farther back too. And Riddick, who is on the same team as Oak, and fun fact, is his out-of-game dad. He immediately knows to step in and aggresses, so Oak can pull back for healing when he needs to. Flora and Riddick dropping that phalanx aggression on me. I am down. For a bit of a throttle, Justin and I, as the biggest monsters, now wait to spawn until they have cleared out the rest of the hallway of the
I
tower.
just get scared when they get on the ropes. They're allowed to be on the ropes. They're allowed to be on the ropes. They're allowed to die. I swing Poison Strike Doom. Watch me. I'll do it. Mark my words. I'm going to have footage of me swinging a poisons because I was using Enfeeble instead because it's nicer. I've been swinging normal because it's nicer. I need to get mean as an NPC.
I am out of game now, waiting to spawn at the top. So here's a little bonus, different perspective of what a hallway fight looks like. Even our monsters have a back line throwing packets. Quincy and Jeebus here doing their rogue expansion thing, just gradually and subtly drifting out laterally, applying that positioning pressure.
Justin.
PCs are making their way into the top floor. Let's go.
Yeah, Justin and I have 2 more lives up here. You want to go? Yeah.
We rift in 1. We rift in 2. We rift in 3.
Justin and I do our best ominous walk forward. And I am committed to making this top floor more difficult. I'm going to use my meanest skills.
Metal.
You got that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. What was the first one?
Metal.
No, I can't get it in advance.
You could got it. Oh no, you can't.
Right.
Yeah.
After a skill double check, Jeebus is
15
down.
15 drain. 15
My
drain,
hoochin
15
construct
drain,
is just
15
going to give a little push to the guys
I'm
behind
sorry,
him,
Evan, did I
but
catch your
our
hand?
job is defense. We are not going to push them back down that hallway. We are defending the top floor.
15 drain.
Guys, we got people down over here.
Minerva, the Blue Jay Wilderkin, tries to sneak up, throwing some healing from the back line. is a clutch act of desperation, but no effect on Jeebus. He doesn't need healing, he was doomed, he needs a life spell. Similarly, Indigo coming in, trying to triage some healing for Quincy. Unfortunately, also no effect. That hobbling has died. That's right, it's the shield and triage strategy. Nice job for Marcus the dwarf there, holding the shield up while Kogo the Kappa picks up the fallen and pulls them back to get them life spells behind friendly lines. Marcus has to refit now, and Ace steps in, but his bow blocking doesn't stand up to the big swings of the 15 drains. Protection does not arrive in time. They get themselves all regrouped, except for Jeebus. Kogo the Kappa, shouting some motivation to get that triage working. They are definitely aware that Jeebus is out there on his death count. With the PCs more pulled back, I decide to spread out and be on the opposite side, so I move over to the right. Excellent packet work from Halvard there, throwing low, fast, unpredictable directions based on his body position.
I've hit you 5 times, 20
Yep, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep, got him.
20 magic. Got it.
He might have been playing a little greedy right up there with the shield line, but he moves fast, and he dumps 100 points of damage into me. Those 3 packet users on the very edge on the right here are very effective at peppering me, pushing me back a bit.
15 drain. 15 drain.
10 magic, 10 magic.
Down. Everybody should probably hydrate. I actually don't know whose this is. It was just in the tavern. It's everyone. I assume it's free for all.
A timeout is called for some rules clarifications, and you know what? It's a zillion degrees and humid out here. Time to hydrate. We love y'all. We don't want you actually dying. It took all of 90 seconds to bring a whole case of water out. Pause the immersion is worth it for in real life health.
We rift in 1. We rift
Priorities.
in 2. We rift in 3.
Last life.
Time for the last wave.
Don't, gentlemen, don't push him down the stairs. Don't push him down the stairs. Don't push him down the stairs.
The newer NPCs are real excited to be aggressive, and the PCs seem a little hesitant. So I run down the line, giving a reminder out of game. Don't push. We are defenders of this tower. And sometimes it is really hard to be patient as a monster. If the PCs, for whatever reason, are super hesitant to muster or engage forward, that could be an intentional strategy. If they're gonna focus on range and picking off one monster at a time, then that's what they're gonna do, and that's what happens. They don't even step in to meet us. I think they like their bottleneck as they're regrouping and trying to see what we might do to them.
Fighting stance, please. Weapon strike break.
So take twice as much then.
So you're, weapon strike break. Weapon strike break. Okay.
Weapon strike, you take it.
Okay, then you're good.
He's not a golem, must be.
Weapon strike break.
Packets from the back line, getting the information about what hits what. It's slow, but it's effective. Especially if they know we're just assigned to defend this tower. They can take their time. There's no sense of urgency for them.
Poison strike.
They just need to clear us. So however slow they need to go for attrition. So I creep forward to the edge of the room.
15 drain.
45.
Don't push.
And I'm just telling myself, do not step towards them.
Poison strike, doom. Poison, a strike, yeah.
Tam the elf is now doing some peppering, throwing things at me, but they really are refusing to move forward.
Poison strike, drain. Poison strike, doom. Okay.
I eventually start dropping them with my meaner unblockable strike skills, maybe even contributing to their hesitance. This has already been an attrition fight for them. Standoffs like this can absolutely happen. especially against an objective that is on the defensive, like the Blood Legion was. But off on the right side, you hear what Quincy's doing over there? You hear that shackle? What could he and Jeebus be up to?
15 drain. 500 body. 15 drain. 15 drain.
Watch out.
15 drain. 500 body.
Oh, thank goodness we got some rogue action opening things up. For a second, me and Justin had to go back to back as they circled us, and now we're moving.
35.
Tam, Ace, and Jeebus get a little circle around me. And my Eviscerate skill, the 500 body points, eventually lands on Jeebus.
500 body.
Their scouty circle is a little busted up, and now they're spread out.
15 drain. 15 drain.
But despite me dropping a couple of them,
15 drain.
enough of the rest of the monsters were cleared out with that rogue push.
15 drain. 15 drain.
So a ton of the PCs can pull back over and pillow party me. I did forget about my swarm poison strikes, but I used most of my other mean skills. That one at a time slow push strategy worked for them.
You know, in game there was a door here, but you don't specifically know how to open it. Okay.
And now the Tinkery and Roguey folks are exploring the secrets at the top of the tower. One really cool aspect of LARP is when we pseudo-tabletop roleplay for some of the more detailed or extravagant dungeon or treasure explorations. So Jeremy is just acting as a marshal, akin to a dungeon master in D&D, offering all the plot details.
When you came here last night, you looked around and I described you what the room looked like. You looked at the table. The shards popped up. You took the shards and then you left. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the torture stuff's still. Like,
yeah, there's still.
Everything.
The room looks like it hasn't been too disturbed. There is none of the ink that.
Okay.
There's no bottle ink or anything like that.
Okay, I want to touch the weird texture on the wall. What does it feel like?
Do you have any magic items on you?
I do.
When you touch the wall?
Yeah.
They stop working.
Okay.
You feel like you let go of wall, you go back to feeling normal. So.
Join the battle at alliancelarp.com.
Back in NPC camp, 5 seconds of reflection before I drive home. If we have a mix of really complicated cards like bone golems, blood golems, things that aren't golems, we would do well to have more consistent makeup and costuming requirements. So the PCs can see what they're doing and know what they're fighting. So when they figure out what takes breaks and what takes shatters, they can use those skills on the ones that look the same. That is something I would have done differently. Otherwise, it was a tough fight, and they legitimately won, so congratulations. Cleared out the Blood Legion of the Tower of Blackheart Bay.